Welcome all. Today's top breaking news with Gitanjali from Bayan Times. Cancel Class 10 exams, BJP State Chief to CM Jagannath Reddy. Even as the state government has announced that it would conduct the SSC Class 10 examinations from July 10, BJP State Chief Kanna Lakshmi Narayana has shot off a letter to Chief Minister Y.S. Jagannath Reddy demanding cancellation of the exams, fearing that the COVID-19 pandemic has entered into community transmission stage. Noting that there was a continuous increase in the number of positive cases in the state, Kanna said, it is feared that the pandemic has entered into the stage of community spread. In light of this, gathering of people is not desirable as it might aggravate the situation. In this regard, I demand the state government cancel Class 10 exams, as has been done by several states like Telangana. Students traveling to and crowding at exam centers is highly precarious. Kanna sent another letter to Governor Biswa Bhushan Harichandan seeking the latter's intervention in ensuring that the YSR Congress government doesn't interfere in functioning of the State Election Commission (SEC). In the letter sent on Wednesday, the Saffron Party chief alleged that the government was trying to subvert SEC's functioning in order to derive political advantage in the local body elections. COVID-19 spike in Andhra Pradesh with 425 fresh cases, death toll rises to 92. Andhra Pradesh witnessed a huge spike in COVID-19 cases on Thursday with 425 more testing positive for the virus. Among the fresh cases, 299 are from the state, 100 from other states and 26 are foreign returnees. The death toll rose to 92 with 2 people from Krishna district succumbing to the virus. A total of 13,923 samples were tested in the past 24 hours from Wednesday 9 am to Thursday 9 am, the media bulletin released by the State Command Control Room said. With the fresh surge, the total number of cases in the state increased to 7,496. The number of foreign returnees who tested positive now stands at 289, while the cumulative positive cases from other states increased to 1,353. On the other hand, 131 COVID-19 patients were discharged from hospitals, taking the total number of people who have recovered to 3,772. With this, the active cases stands at 3,632. Krishna district COVID-19 count breaches 800 mark. Krishna district reported 30 coronavirus cases on Wednesday, taking the count to 821. Of the 821 cases, 707 were reported in Vijayawada alone. As many as 399 persons recovered completely and discharged from the 2 COVID-19 hospitals, and 395 persons are undergoing treatment at hospitals in the district. Of the 13 new cases, 8 were reported in Vijayawada, 9 in Nusbid, 4 in Mulekalanka, 3 in Nizampet, 2 in Ullipalem and Sarkavari Thota and 1 each in Manganipudi. And Jawaripeta police should take steps to impose Section 144 between 9 pm and 5 am, said District Collector A.M.T. Imtiaz, adding that containment zones will be denotified shortly. 18 hospitals came forward to extend medical support, of which 4 hospitals are extending treatment to the persons affected with the virus. He explained. Machilipatnam Tahsildar NSK Khajawali said that with 13 new cases reported in the town, the count rose to 54 in the division. Of 54 cases, 29 were reported in the town and 23 in rural areas. With the spurt in cases in the town, restrictions will be imposed against the traders that will be allowed to carry out their business between 6 am and 2 pm. A 50-year-old Srikakulam's first COVID victim. A 50-year-old man from Mandasa village died of COVID-19 at Srikakulam GGH on Tuesday night. It is the first COVID-19 death in the district. Before being admitted to the GGH with suspected coronavirus symptoms, he took treatment at private clinics in Mandasa and Palasa. The victim, a member of a joint family, ran a hotel at Mandasa. Palasa MLA Sridhari Appalu Raju, in a video message, said that the people of Mandasa should be on high alert. District COVID-19 Nodal Officer B. Jagannatha Rao confirmed the death. District Collector J. Nivas, along with health and other officials, visited Mandasa on Wednesday. He directed the officials to enforce corona restrictions in the containment zone strictly. Meanwhile, the number of COVID-19 positive cases in the district crossed 400 mark. Jagannatha Rao said that the corona count in the district went up to 410. Nivas said that 30 to 50 new cases are being reported daily in the district with the return of migrant workers. Chandrababu Naidu blames YSRC government for Achanaidu's second surgery. TDP Supremo N. Chandrababu Naidu on Wednesday inquired about the health of former Minister K. Achanaidu amid reports of reopening of this wound due to stress from prolonged travelling. He called up the superintendent of Guntur Government General Hospital and sought the details pertaining to Achanaidu's health. The superintendent informed him that they performed a second surgery on Achanaidu's as bleeding from the wound did not stop. He asked the GGH authorities to give him the best medical treatment. Naidu held the YSRC government responsible for deterioration of TDLP deputy leader's health and said the second surgery became necessary because he was not made to sit and travel in a vehicle for 21 hours despite his delicate health after the first surgery. The TDP chief called up Achanaidu's family members and asked them to be bold. No question of fresh COVID-19 lockdown, PM Modi to Telangana CM K. Chandrasekhar Rao, setting at rest the apprehension that the lockdown to contain COVID-19 might be reimposed in the country. Amid the steep increase in cases, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday squashed the rumors, saying there was no such proposal under consideration. The Prime Minister made his stand clear while interacting with Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao at a video conference earlier in the day. Modi sought feedback from several chief ministers on the course to be adopted from Unlock 2.0 at the video conference. He said he was contemplating to go in for Unlock 2.0 and therefore there was no question of reimposing a lockdown in the country. According to an official release from the Telangana Chief Minister's office, Rao pointed out to Modi that since a video conference was scheduled between Prime Minister and Chief Ministers, people were suspecting that a lockdown might be reimposed. I have been explaining to the people that you would not impose a lockdown without consulting all the chief ministers, Rao said. Prepare for locust attack, says Telangana Chief Secretary Somesh Kumar. Chief Secretary Somesh Kumar stressed the need to have a micro-level planning for the vulnerable villages on the border areas to contain the entry of locust. The Chief Secretary directed the officials to be prepared to face any eventuality. He held a meeting with officials of 9 districts on the threat of locust at BRKR Bhavan. The collectors, SPs, fire, agriculture, and forest officials attended the meeting. He said an inventory should be created which would identify the human resources, material, and equipment available in the villages. Cornered in HC, Telangana government issues ordinance backing order on pay cuts. Apparently with an intent to defend in Telangana High Court, it stands to defer the payment of 50% salaries and pension to government employees and pensioners. The state government late on Tuesday brought forth an ordinance, thus lending a statutory backing to the GO it had issued on pay cuts. The ordinance, Telangana Disaster and Public Health Ordinance Emergency Special Provisions Ordinance 2020, was promulgated by the governor, which came into force with retrospective effect from March 24. The measure is apparently in reaction to the posture of the High Court to the government regarding the law under which the state had slashed pensions. The ordinance stated, deferred payment has to be given back to such person or institution or employee as the case may be in such manner as many may be mentioned in the notification issued by the government to that effect, which shall be issued within 6 months from the date of the deferment. This means the government would issue a notification on payment of arrears of salary and pensions by September 24. RIP Colonel Santosh Babu. Martyred officers' last rites to be conducted in Telangana's Kesaram. Funeral processions of Colonel Santosh Babu, martyred at the India-China border during the recent face-off between soldiers of the two countries, started from Suryapet, where his body reached late night on Wednesday. The funeral processions will be taken till Kesaram village located around 8 km away from Suryapet, where Babu's family owns a farm, and last rites will be conducted there. The funeral procession began after last respects were paid to the martyred army officer by his keen neighbors and senior politicians, including members of parliament Komti Reddy Venkat Reddy and Bandi Sanjay Kumar, and chairman of Telangana Legislative Council Gutta Sukandar Reddy. The slain colonel's body had reached Suryapet from Hyderabad amid honors pouring in from people at many points all along the route. As the body arrived in Suryapet, people stood on both sides of the road with lit candles and holding the national flag till the colonel's house to pay their tributes. Santosh Babu had a brilliant academic career as a student at the Korukonda Sainik School. He then trained at the National Defence Academy Pune and Indian Military Academy Dehradun. Telangana's COVID-19 test positivity shoots to an alarming 24.5%. The test positivity rate of COVID-19 on the second day of mass testing on Wednesday shot up to 24.5%. This is after 269 of the 1096 samples tested on Wednesday turned out to be COVID positive. This implies that 24.5% of all people tested have COVID. This positivity rate is almost on par with the likes of Delhi, which has had a test positivity rate around 25% in the last 1 week. As per ICMR guidelines, if positivity rate is over 10%, the testing must be amped up. The overall test positivity rate for Telangana is now at 12.36%. The total number of COVID cases in the state is now 5,675. One death was recorded, taking the total to 192. On a positive note, nearly 151 were cured of COVID and discharged, taking the total discharges to 3,071. With this, we conclude with our today's news headlines. For more such latest news and updates, like, share, and subscribe Pie and Times.